Business and change are tightly linked. Every company that wants to stay competitive needs to adapt to changing market needs.
But implementing new features always runs the risk of slowing time to market, especially when it comes to complex products.
These delays aren't always caused by the technical side of product development. Watch the video and see how you can improve your time to market. I'm Sławek, Senior Project Manager at Merixstudio.
And I'm Andrzej, Software Architect at Merixstudio. In this series, we present different ways of dealing with the most common challenges of software modernization.
We draw on our experience and present solutions based on the example of one product. In this episode, we're going to focus on the example of Sweden-based company that created software for booking fitness classes and personal training sessions. At least that was the core service in the beginning. However, this business model quickly evolved as the company branched out into other sports. As a result, users gained the possibility to book football grounds or even swimming pool lines. They were also able to scroll through training schedules and pay fitness club memberships. But the company is still growing and expanding its audience. Now there are few different target groups and they are not limited only to sports. The client also focuses on education, so users are able to book math or violin classes through the app. As you can imagine, extending the target audience and adding new functionalities slowed down time to market. How to improve it? Let's take a look under the hood and find out.
First of all, there are some major issues on the technical side that need to be fixed. The company's team is working with outdated libraries. The overall code quality is low because every development team that worked on it followed different standards, or sometimes no standards at all. The application is based on various modules. For example, we have a module responsible for room reservation and another one that allows scheduling a lesson with an instructor in a room. In reality, these two functionalities overlap and create a lot of complexity on the backend side. It also takes a lot of time to develop such components, because the technical requirements set by the company are not in line with the latest technological solutions available on the market. The company tried to migrate to the cloud to compensate for growing traffic. The team on the client side did their best, but the created AWS infrastructure was simplistic, manual, and fragile.
The technical issues aren't the only ones to increase time to market. The development process is another reason. Firstly, there is no quality assurance involved in the product development process. There are no continuous integration or deployment pipelines created for the project. All the bugs need to be spotted by the development team or, unfortunately, by the client. As you can imagine, this significantly extends the implementation time for new functionalities and poses a high risk of regression. The company started working on this project with a few different contractors. The cooperation was based on a team augmentation model, which is a flexible outsourcing strategy that helps companies add skilled professionals to their teams. In the beginning, it functioned pretty well. But as the months and years passed by, the company was scaling up and adding new functionalities. It opened itself to new branches of business, just like we've mentioned before. Right now, the specialists on the company side are responsible for organizing workflow, setting requirements, and keeping the documentation up to date. This workflow has become ineffective. Moreover, it extends the development process as well as the approval of changes and corrections. Another problem is the cooperation model adopted by the company and the various contractors. They work independently, often without communication between each other. Sometimes they even develop functionalities that had different requirements, but in the end turned out to be the same feature. As you can imagine, it significantly extended the time to market. Lastly, there is no CI in the process. The CI is crucial as it reduces human errors. With proper setup, it ensures both our partner and the team that the new version is stable and ready to be served to customers.
So what can we do in this case? Let's start with technological solutions. At the very beginning, we need to go through, as we call it, an adjustment phase. The goal is to adjust the code quality and development tools to our daily standards before starting any development. A high-quality base is fundamental for efficient work and predictable delivery. We distinguish three main areas for adjustment: development, deployment, and infrastructure. Development improvements focus on reducing technical debt. We update frameworks and libraries and remove obsolete elements. Then, we ensure high code quality by using code verification tools, automated APIs, and end-to-end tests. It's an investment upfront that will ease the development, making it more fluent in the future. Next, we use a containerization approach for development and deployment. Why do we do that? To have a consistent environment on the developer's machine and during the verifications. We want to ensure that the same application version finally lands on the production server. The continuous integration pipeline is responsible for packaging the code source into a container after each change in the application. Then, it runs a complete set of automated tests and verifications on it. Finally, the CI pipeline completes the checklist, marking the package as healthy and deliverable. The next step we take to improve time to market is the introduction of automated release management. At the end of every sprint, we have an increment to be released as a new version. The only thing that we need to do manually is to define the application version. The rest is done by an automated continuous deployment pipeline. You click the button, mark the version, and it runs. What's more, we don't need to have a microservices architecture for implementing this workflow. The key is a well-organized team that will handle this when working with a monolith. As I mentioned before, the company has already tried to implement AWS infrastructure, but it was done manually without any automation whatsoever. It means we need to prepare the new architecture from scratch. So now we define environments in the Terraform. It allows us to keep track of every change using infrastructure as a code approach, as well as control multiple environments and versions. The services powering the environments enable us to scale based on future needs. Integration with the cloud provides plenty of services that can cover new requirements and speed up time to market.
Okay, let's move on to the project management solutions. We can streamline the product development process by adjusting the cooperation model to the changing product needs. We conduct a workshop sessions to present the new approach that will be more beneficial for the project and significantly improve the time to market. The company sees an opportunity in treating us as technological partner. What does it mean? Firstly, by including our project manager in the process, the client doesn't need to care for the entire workflow. Instead, they can spend more time focusing on possible app improvements. Secondly, with our expertise in technology field, we know how to choose processes and solutions to bring these ideas to life. Now we can utilize our capabilities and focus group development efforts on smaller end customers' deliverables. It's all about presenting a constant and predictable pace, moving towards more significant milestones. Previously, the team worked on a module like on a different version of the application. It resulted in many conflicts with other similar modules, extending delivery time and jeopardizing the quality of the platform. In this model of cooperation, a technological partner is not focused only on the execution of the plan. The external team is also involved in refining requirements and ideas, or even just visions of the new functionalities. Therefore, at this step, we start verifying the product's direction with end users before any development starts. This approach emphasizes well-suited solutions and eliminates significant amendments after releasing the increment. Of course, it translates into shortening the actual delivery time. Besides the project management, another important change is the introduction of quality assurance specialist's role.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to know more about software modernization, visit our insights. You'll find the link in the description below.